TGIF. LJ back to take a look at some more albums. What else? That's what we always do, right? Cheers. TGIF. I'm going to talk about a couple of different things tonight. I was thinking we'd talk about one of my other loves besides heavy metal and hard rock, which is a lot of what I always show, and that's synth pop and new wave. I absolutely cherish and love both. Excuse me. I'm going to step through some of the things that I've been listening to recently, some thoughts, opinions, things I've picked up quite a bit over the last couple of weeks. It's just, you hit the right yard sale, you hit the right collection, you get the right price, and all of a sudden you need more plastic sleeves, and you end up cleaning records until the cows come home. But it is what it is, and I'm good with it, because at the end of the day, you get the covers clean, you get the records clean, you get it in the sleeve, and you forget to listen to it. Hopefully not, but one of the first ones I picked up, and this was, awesome. I'm sure some of you are familiar with it. It's the Jeff Beck group. From the research I was able to do, and I know this is not synth pop or new wave, was a lot of people refer to this as the Orange album. What's cool about that is Velvet Underground and Nico, that legendary album, right from right around the same time, the big Andy Warhol painted banana on the cover. So I'm going to call this the fruit era of blues and hard rock. Not that I think that'll stick, but yeah, whatever. It's healthy, so it can't be bad for you. But I have Jeff Beck's Truth, and man, what a powerhouse of an album. It's awesome. I loved it. My wife loved it. It's great. And you know what? This struck the same chord. And fresh from the Yardbirds, and just before the jazz fusion thing, which is also killer, and I have some of that, was the Orange album. And just track for track, I can't recommend this enough. If you stumble across it, or if you want to pick it up, you're looking for that blues rock sound, not Zeppelin-ish, but like a Chicago bar blues mixed with some rock. That was my impression of this. Absolutely awesome album. Definitely worth picking up. By the way, as I get to show these to you, I get to file them away, and I usually try to keep them out until I make a video and show them, and they're starting to stack up. So, second was the Best of the Guess Who. I was familiar enough with them to know that they were responsible for American Woman and These Eyes, which were two great songs that I love, but listening to this, Laughing, Undone, No Time, songs that I immediately knew, but I didn't necessarily know was them. And that was what the clincher was in keeping this. And sometimes when I pick things up at yard sales and stuff, the deciding factor in whether or not it warrants a sleeve and gets kept is how good it is. And this was just fantastic. And part of the true joy of finding things on vinyl really inexpensively sometimes is that songs have just become relegated to FM radio and crap radio and mall radio over the years, and they've lost their identity. Picking it up on vinyl, listening to it, appreciating it, gives a song new purpose, new meaning, again, sometimes. Two worth picking up. Third, I'll try to go through these a little quickly, is Geils band, Love Stinks. I'm not a big Geils fan, but I actually did really like this. I listened to this once or twice today, and it just hit. It worked. I liked it. It was a different sound for them after the hard rock. Right before Freeze Frame and right before Centerfold was Love Stinks, and one of the funniest parts of The Wedding Singer was Adam Sandler spinning Love Stinks and spinning that, and he loves this guy right over here. And that, for that alone, it was worth keeping, and none of these cost all that much. A couple of Who records and later Who records, Face Dances. I believe this is 1981. I may be off, whatever. But this was the first record I believe the Who put out after the death of Keith Moon, their drummer, and honestly, for some people not to like it, I just don't get it. I thought it was awesome. I found it and It's Hard, which was right after Face Dances. Again, neither of which had Keith Moon, but they're not bad records. A great band puts out a good record, it's still a good record. And both of these are just that, and I would highly recommend either one of them. I was trying to choose a favorite, but I couldn't. They both just had great, bright moments, and I would quickly and easily recommend either one of them to anybody if you see them. Don't be steered just because it's not that classic Tommy Quadrophenia stuff. It's good stuff. Pick it up. Next, I found UK, and UK, of course, kind of I don't want to say it was a prog rock super group, because some of these people just weren't super yet. So maybe in underlining or underscoring of things to come, you know, it's definitely prog, and it sounds prog, and it's really good, but, you know, you have talents here like John Wetton, who would not yet, and this is why I won't call it a supergroup, but would go on to form Asia, which of course is huge, and Eddie Jobson, who, Eddie, God, had just left Roxy Music, which was another fantastic band, and maybe the real key piece here in this period is, let's strain the eye, 78, maybe 79, 78, is Bill Bruford of Genesis sitting behind the drum kit. You know, all together, so you have future elements of Asia and pre-elements of Peter Gabriel era Genesis and Roxy Music, all kind of roll it all up, and what you get is UK. And if you like prog, which I'm not the biggest prog fan in the world, it works, I like it, but I would definitely check it out. It was a great album. Getting into more the new wave synth side and that blurry line between the two, I just love it all. I have a huge SynthPop collection. Berlin, Love Life. I had not heard this before. I shot the dice just based on Berlin's Take My Breath Away from Top Gun, on the strength of her voice and it being a great song, because that song's washed and worn and it's not synth-pop, but this was. And it just has that great early 80s synth-pop sound to it. And to be completely honest, it was a fantastic album. I was really, I was impressed. I was pleased. It was a great one, and it was kind of one of those where does it get a sleeve, and if I'm going to keep it, it does, and kept. If you like synth-pop, pick it up. Psychedelic Furs, Forever Now. Psych Furs, just a great band. I love them. This is one of their earlier albums, and it's a little darker. I would label this one, if I had to stick it in a section, as new wave, because it's darker. It's humanly darker, but man, what a great album. Depeche Mode Violator, maybe, or earlier, but definitely pick it up if you get the chance. And if you like things on the lighter, airier synth-pop side, Mirror Moves is where I would go next. And you know, this was in the same box, and I know this LP's been shown. Hard Rock Records will kill me for even showing this, but this was great, and it was just synthy. This is more Duran Duran-y as opposed to Depeche Mode or Cure, which Forever Now is what I would call about it. You know, I like both. I thought they were great. Next, I have a handful of things that I picked up, and man, they didn't resonate. They didn't strike a chord with me, so I decided not to keep them. They don't get a sleeve. And the reason I'm going to show them is not to dispel them, because some people might actually love them. And if you do, then, you know, by all means, enjoy and go for it. But at the same time, you know, if any one of these grab you as something you're looking for or want, and you've started to know by now what it is that I like and might want, drop me a line. I'm more than happy to trade any of these with anybody in the vinyl community, so feel free. Had to let the cat in. First one, and I know it's just going to be like, what, you don't like it, but is Devo's New Traditionalists. It didn't resonate. It didn't work for me as much as I like new wave and synth pop, and also is Devo's Freedom of Choice. Of course, it has Whip It on it, and I know Mark Mothersbaugh is phenomenal, fantastic, and all that great shit, but they just didn't work for me. You know what's odd? I listened to both of these, and I don't know if it was the style of music or the electronic sounds or what it was, because I have many Kraftwerk albums and love them, and you know, I was pissed just listening to them. I was actually getting mad. I don't know what it was. You know, it's like you throw on something like Pantera and it amps up the rage, and you throw on James Taylor, it cools you out. I don't know what it was, even just as background music. Maybe I was just busy today, I don't know, but I was getting pissed. I don't know what the hell that means, but B-52's Wild Planet, was not digging that either. It just didn't work. And you know, a lot of these may shock some people, but different strokes for different folks, right? Yeah. Pretenders, their first album, this just did not work for me either. I know Chrissie Hynde is great and everything, but I just was not feeling it. Stevie Nicks, The Wild Heart. I do have Belladonna. I have to admit, I'm probably the least Fleetwood Mac fan in the world. And I don't know if it just resonated too much Fleetwood Mac for me, but some good songs like Stand Back, but overall I just was not feeling the Wicked Witches LP. Or the next one, which is Rock a Little. This was just, to me, so 80s overproduced, lost. If Stevie Nicks had an identity, whether I liked it or not, she's lost it by this point. It's gone. This is just overproduced 80s pop. And I love cheesy 80s pop. Believe me, I have plenty of it, but it didn't work, and I think for me it's just a Stevie stigma thing. And last, and I really wanted to like this one, was Moving Pictures, Days of Innocence. You know, of course, this has that big song, What About Me? It isn't fair, I don't know the words, but I want my share. Can't you see? And now you know why I don't sing and I make videos about records instead, but I just wasn't feeling this either. So, you know, those are definitely ones that are going in the sell pile, or if you saw something that you like or want, there always might be that one. Drop me a line, let me know. But thanks for spending some time with me tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. That's been Camouflage that you've been listening to in the background. Another great synth pop band. Get a chance, pick it up. You know what they say, right? Keep it spinning, enjoy, and thanks for watching. Thanks for your comments, and thanks to everybody that subscribed. Appreciate it. Take care. Ciao.